Welcome back to Wrestling World. Today we're going to get into Carmella's comments about her very long absence and all the latest information regarding WWE's new venue because there's a lot of information to cover there. Let's start off with Carmella. Carmella has been in the WWE for a handful of years now and has accomplished so much. From her time in NXT to her feud with Nikki Bella, to winning the Money in the Bank contract, to her reign as Smackdown Women's Champion. Her main roster career started off strong, but especially in the last few months, Carmella has been nowhere to be found. So what's going on there? Well, towards the start of the Performance Center shows back in March, Corey Graves and Carmella did miss a few shows. There were a lot of rumors on why Corey and Carmella decided to stay home. At that time, they were just getting home from a vacation, so everyone assumed that they were probably just self-quarantining themselves to be safe, or maybe they were a bit unsure about working at the Performance Center. No one really knows for sure what the reason was, but Corey and Carmella did return a few weeks later, and everything seemed to be going well. Corey was back on commentary, and Carmella was teaming up with Dana Brooke. Carmella even took part in the Money in the Bank match. But now, we're going on about 2 to 3 months without a single Carmella appearance. So, what's going on with her? Is it injury related, a personal matter, or something of that sort? It appears that it's just a creative issue. WWE just doesn't have anything for Carmella to do right now at all. Carmella is still active on Instagram, showing that her days mostly consist of her just relaxing at home. So where's Carmella's mindset at right now? Does she want this time off to continue, or does she want to come back to the ring? Well, one fan tweeted at Carmella with a picture of her and the SmackDown Women's Championship and said, "I want to see this again." Carmella quoted the tweet and responded by saying, "Me too." So, not exactly the longest answer there, but you can still read into that response, and you can tell that Carmella wants to get back in the ring and even contend for a championship real soon. But I was just thinking about this the other day because WWE has been stepping it up a lot lately with the women's division, especially over on Raw. The Iconics, Liv and Ruby, Zelina Vega, Bianca Belair, Sasha and Bayley, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, and more women are all being used on a weekly basis. Then over on SmackDown, you have the big feud between Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, as well as Naomi and Lacey Evans. However, there are a lot of women still missing from television, and Carmella is one of these big names. It's crazy to think that a former SmackDown Women's Champion hasn't been seen in months due to the fact that she just can't be worked into active storylines. Now, of course, you can't please and take care of everyone at the same time. WWE programming could only feature a certain amount of talent every episode. We understand that. And they are making progress of actually starting up non-title feuds in the women's division, which is something that we desperately need. So that's a good sign. But you still have big former champions sitting at home doing absolutely nothing because you have nothing for them. That's a shame. Carmella is a great talent. She brings such a unique feel and vibe with her to television. So hopefully WWE finds a way to bring her back after all these months that she's been gone. So let's get into the big news about WWE's big move. The news has been pouring in about this situation, but I wanted to wait a few days before I covered it because I wanted to make sure I had all the information. So let's get into everything we know right now. WWE has been doing their shows completely from the Performance Center for well over 5 months now. Sure, we get a few cinematic matches here and there. That will give us a different scenery from the same old Performance Center. But for the most part, the viewers are always stuck looking at the same Performance Center for all of the WWE shows. It could get very tiring for the viewers to just show up and see the same thing every week. Especially with the WWE, where we're used to seeing crowds of 15,000 people in a new city every week. Those days are over with for a really long time. But WWE may be taking a big step forward in these next few weeks here. The latest rumor is that WWE is wrapping up their last few shows in the Performance Center and that they're prepping to move out to a bigger venue. Amway Center in Florida seems to be the most likely venue that WWE is in talks with. The Amway Center is rumored to be the venue for Summerslam and very much could be the usual venue for WWE going forward. If true, this is an absolutely brilliant move that was desperately needed. We've been staring at the same old Performance Center scenery for the past 5 months. We really needed something to shake things up and freshen up the product. This move to a bigger venue is going to be great for WWE. Sure, you still don't have your 20,000 fans in attendance, but you have so much possibilities of things that you could add to the show. You're going from a small room in the Performance Center to an actual huge venue again. This is what they needed. We haven't seen the WWE product in a usual venue like this since March. The scenery alone is going to feel like a new experience for the viewers that they haven't seen in a long time. Not to mention that it's also great news for the Performance Center employees that serve as the live crowd. The Performance Center always was risky for the crowd because they were literally all on top of each other. But with the move to the big venue, everything changes. Now you can bring in even larger amounts of those live crowd members and really space them out throughout the arena. Give everyone their own little section. Have some fans at ringside, some fans in the lower deck, even put some live crowd members in the higher decks. Just fill out the arena with the Performance Center employees appropriately, and this is going to turn out great. The usage of the bigger venue also means that more things will be available to WWE. Things such as an actual entrance stage setup, pyro, more lights and cameras, all these little things like that, which really improve the look and feel of the show. There's even word that WWE is already planning special entrances for SummerSlam since now they have that extra space and bigger venue. So just going off these rumors alone, I really believe, at least from a visual point of view, SummerSlam will just look more appealing to the viewers than WrestleMania did several months ago. It actually feels like SummerSlam will have a big event feel to it. And it's been way too long since we had an actual big event. So this is desperately needed and sounds exciting. Maybe based off the new appearance and visuals to the show alone, maybe that's what will spark the fans' interest in the WWE product again. They said several months ago that Vince McMahon was stuck on SummerSlam being the big event where things really change. That seems to be what's going on here. SummerSlam will mark the beginning of a new era in WWE. The Performance Center era seems to be coming to an end, and if these rumors are true, we're off to start a new era of WWE programming in this new venue. I'm personally really excited about the change. Of course, the real fans are still missing from the product, but moving to a new venue just opens up a list of new possibilities that WWE hasn't had available to them since March. To think of the possibilities for special entrances and other things like the smoke, the pyro, the visual effects, all these things that weren't available in the Performance Center. It's definitely going to change the overall feel of the product, no doubt about that. What are your thoughts on Carmella's absence and the big news of WWE moving out of the Performance Center? With the Performance Center shows now coming to an end, what do you think was the best WWE match that we saw at the Performance Center? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Don't forget to follow us over on Instagram at WrestlingWorldCC. Thanks for watching, guys.